Good morning, doctor and friends. My name is Tong, and today I'm going to present about the contingency leadership theories and how can it apply to the 21st century leaders. Before we start the presentation, let me ask a very simple question. So what kind of leader do you want to be in the next 5 years? The honest answer for most of us is, I don't know yet because I don't know what the world will look like. And this is the exactly problem. The world is changing faster than any generation before us. Technology revives industry every few years, and crises arrive without any warning. So how do we lead in a world like this? Today, I'm going to show you the answer lies in the contingency leadership theory, and more importantly, how we can apply it as a 21st leaders. So first, what is contingency leadership theory? This theory says that there is no single best way to lead. The most effective leadership style depends on the situation, and the word contingency means depending on. A contingent leader is the one who adapts, they read the environment, understand the people they work with, and adjust their approach accordingly. This was the major shift in thinking, because earlier theories tried to find one universal style that works for everyone. But this theory argued that leadership is more like a chess game. Change the position and you change the move. So the first theory that we are going to discuss is the Hersey-Blanchard situational leadership model. So this model core idea is simple. The leadership style you use should match the readiness level of the person you are leading. So they identify 4 levels of the follower readiness. Level 1, followers are unable and unwilling. They lack the skill and the motivation. So here, a leader needs to be very directive. Level 2, followers are unable but willing. They have the motivation but not yet the skill. So a leader should be very directive but also highly supportive. Level 3, followers are able but unwilling. They have the skills but lack of confidence. So here, a leader steps back from directing and focus on supporting and involving them. Level 4 followers are both able and willing. They are confident and self-motivated. So the best leader steps back almost entirely and let them take the lead. So how does this theory apply to 21st century leaders? So a single team can include a Gen Z intern, a mid-career professionals, and each of these people sits at a different readiness level, and each needs a different kind of leadership from us. So as a 21st century leaders, we can apply this in the three concrete ways. First, in onboarding and mentorship, when a new team member joins, we do not assume them know how the organization works, diagnose their readiness. If they are new, be directive. Walk them through the system, the culture, and the expectations. As they grow, gradually shift to supportive coaching. Second, in cross-generational teams, apply the model not as just a judgment of someone's generation, but as a snapshot of their current readiness in a specific skill. The same person might be level 4 in their core expertise, but level 1 when they take on a new project. So meet them where they are. Third, in remote and hybrid work, when you can't see your team every day, you can't rely on informal observation. You must actively diagnose readiness through one-on-one conversations, asking questions and listening for signals of confidence or hesitation. So this model becomes the diagnostic tool, but not just a theory. So the second theory that we are going to discuss on is the Fiedler contingency model. So this model argued that every leader has a natural style that is very difficult to change. Some of us are naturally task-oriented, focused on getting more job done. Others are naturally relationship-oriented, focused on people and the team harmony. So the key question is not how can I change it, but is my natural style a good fit for this situation? So he identified 3 factors to determine the fit. First, the leadership member relationship. Is there a trust, respect, or tension? Second, the structure of the task. Is it clear and well-defined, or is very confusing? Third, the leader's position power. Does the role give real authority, or is just mostly symbolic? So how do we apply this as 21st century leaders? Okay, so we stop trying to change ourselves, instead, change the situation you put yourself in. Most leadership training today focus on teaching people to be more adaptable, more flexible. And this theory says no. Know our natural style and then be honest about where we thrive. So there are 3 practical applications. First, the self-awareness. Take a serious inventory of whether you are task-oriented or relationship-oriented. Do not judge it as a good or bad, and then we look at the situation that we are in. If we are a task-oriented leadership in a moment of crisis, we lean in. If in a moment that requires emotional holding, recognize that this is not our natural strength and partner with someone who complements us. Second, in team design, when we are building a team, do not hire 5 clones of yourself. Hire a mix. So the team that have both a task driver and a relationship builder will outperform a team of 5 tasks only or 5 relationship only people, especially in this complex 21st century work. Third, in leadership succession, Fiedler model is profoundly relevant to how we promote and place people. So the best people for one role is not automatically the best for another. Match the leader to the situation, not the other way around. So the third model that we are going to discuss is the path goal theory. So the central idea of this theory is that a leader's main job is to help followers to reach their goal. The leader is like a guide who clears the path, remove the obstacles, and make the journey easier. So this theory identifies 4 leadership behaviors. First, the directive leader gives clear instructions. The supportive leader shows a concern and build a friendly environment. A participative leader consults and invites input, and the achievement-oriented leader sets challenging goals. And the key question here is, what does my team need from me right now to succeed? So how do we apply this as a 21st century leaders? So a leader who simply give orders and expect people to follow will left behind. The 21st century leader must be a path clearer. First, in removing blockers, every week ask your team, what is slowing you down? Your job is not to add tasks, but to remove obstacles. If they are waiting on a decision, make it. If they lack a tool, we get it. If they are blocked by another team, we escalate. The leader's job is to clear the path. Second, in choosing the right behavior for the right moment. So a new hire on a confusing project needs directive leadership. A burnt-out team needs a more supportive leadership. A team of experts tackling a strategic decision needs a participative leadership. A high-performing team taking on a stretch goal needs an achievement-oriented leadership. The right answer changes the right situation. So third, in building the servant leadership, the best leader is the one who serves. Path goal is the academic foundation of servant leadership. It tells us that the measure of a leader is not how much authority they hold, but how many obstacles they remove for others. So overall, let's put all together. So the 21st century leader does not pick one model and ignore the others. We apply all 3 together through 3 simple words. See, know, and serve. See, because of the Hersey Blanchard, each person on your team sits at a different readiness level. We diagnose them, apply the right style to the right people in the right moment. Know, because of Fiedler, knowing your own natural style, be honest about it. Stop trying to be a different person and instead change the situation you put yourself in. Serve, because of path goal. Be a path clearer, remove the blockers, choose the right behavior for the right moment. Measure your success by how many obstacles you have removed for others. And to come back to where I started, the world is changing faster than ever, and the leaders who thrive will not be the ones who with the most rigid style. They will be the ones who read the room, who know themselves, and who clear the path for others. So contingency leadership theory gives us the tool. Hersey Blanchard teach us to see. Fiedler teach us to know ourselves, and Pathgo teach us to serve. Use them together, they prepare us for a future that no playbook can be predict. And that's all from my presentation. Thank you.